My friends are my power. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Welcome back to Nerd Explosion. Guys, non-binary pals.
Bienvenue, Power Bottoms.
The weekly podcast where, based on a monthly theme, we nerd out about whatever we want. I am Cameron. Don't force it.
I'm Kate.
I did see you trying to match my burp with your own burp, but you
Yeah,
were
because it was going to be bigger, and then I was going to be like, says the king.
you're trying to force it, and I'm like, you're going to end up throwing up, and I'm not going to be very happy about it. Before we actually get into what this episode is about, I wanted to share something with you, and by extension, anybody who's listening. So, I thought of something interesting today. So, I finally started actually following the Basement Yard podcast.
Bro, I love the Basement Yard.
I was listening to the most recent because I was like, you know what? I'm not going to go through everything they have, so I'm just going to start with the recent and go from there. And they were talking about like this old-timey like doctor, but it was spelled D-O-C-T-E-R, so not like a real doctor, and it was for like sex stuff. But they
Yeah.
were doing like sexual acts, like, you know, like licking each other, like all kinds of stuff. And one of the things, I guess, the service, now this was a lot ago, so they were comparing like the prices then to like, you know, what they would be now with inflation. And I guess one of the services is titty chewing. See, you're thinking of it as it's supposed to be. Where my ADHD went, right away I was like, that sounds like an old-timey baseball player.
Titty chewing.
Now batting for the New York Yankees, number 69, titty chewing.
I mean, I don't love the term chewing, but like, yeah, I hate that actually.
I just want everybody to know out there, while she was saying that, she was literally, literally involuntarily just
I had to hold my boobs for comfort. I had to make sure they were gonna run away.
clutched both her pearls.
I really did clutch my pearls.
Anyway, what are we talking about today, Caitlin?
Oh, shit, I don't know. I just got here.
Well, good, because but I would like to do that.
Yeah.
Do with that information what you will. Today, we are talking about continuing our underrated movies topic and going over a movie that I actually think was not, you know, a movie that for once was not actually, you know, critically panned. A movie that a lot of people actually thought was pretty good. Not the best movie, but still pretty good. That movie being Small Soldiers from 1998.
Oh, for some reason I thought we were going to talk about The Princess Bride, and I was like, no, it's not that one. And then I was like, oh yes, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. And then I was like, then you said Small Soldiers, and I was like, wait, what? And then I remembered that we had that conversation yesterday.
I was like, we'll get to that. But today I wanted to talk about Small Soldiers because it's a movie I remember from my childhood. I remember it being not like the greatest movie, but it's just one that, like, when most people think of their childhood, you know, some people think Small Soldiers because I think this is often a forgotten movie and gets a little more, I think it deserves a little more credit than it truly got. It's not a great movie, but it's not terrible.
And honestly, any chance we can get to put some respect on Tommy Lee Jones?
Exactly. Let's just dive into this, shall we?
Okay.
So, Small Soldiers is a 1998 American action comedy film directed by Joe Dante. It stars Kirsten Dunst and Gregory Smith, along with the voices of Frank Langlia and Tommy Lee Jones. It depicts two factions of toys which turn sentient after mistakenly being installed with a military microprocessor, in turn putting two families in danger when one faction turns lethal. The film was theatrically released on July 10th, 1998 to mixed reviews and grossed $71.8 million against a $40 million budget. Small Soldiers, ooh, this is kind of sad. Small Soldiers marks the last on-screen film role of Phil Hartman, who was murdered 2 months before the film's premiere. The film is dedicated to his memory. Oh, I forgot this was shortly before Phil Hartman was killed.
Sorry, I was looking something up.
I'm talking about a legend in the film industry, and you're just like, oh, I wonder what's on Snapchat.
No, I wasn't looking at, because for some reason I had it in my head that Tommy Lee Jones was knighted, but I was thinking Elton John.
Tommy Lee Jones should be knighted.
He should be.
Are you kidding me?
Because Sir Tommy Lee Jones sounds fucking badass. But no, he has not been knighted, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, I was just saying this is the last on-screen film role of Phil Hartman before he was killed.
Oh.
And like, I remember Phil Hartman from a lot of stuff like this, Saturday Night Live. I think he was one of the characters in Jingle All the Way. Yeah, I think he was the neighbor that tried to hit on Arnold Schwarzenegger's wife in the movie.
Oh, that fucking clown.
I think he also did some voices in The Simpsons too. Most notably Troy McClure.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Troy McClure.
Got a very Zap Brannigan feel to him.
I kind of wonder, did he do Zap Brannigan? I don't know. Let's dive down this rabbit hole, shall we?
Yeah, why not? Got nothing better to do.
All right, Phil Hartman. Filmography. It'd probably be easier if I go this way. Film. Television. Oh, he did stuff on the Pee Wee Herman show, apparently. He was Captain Carl and Monsieur Letroc.
Monsieur?
Let's see. Well, if it was... Okay, no. If Small Soldiers was 1988, he wouldn't have done Futurama, because I feel like that was in the early 2000s.
No.
Well, most episodes
Futurama
were,
aired in 99.
Maybe you could look up... Well, it really
just
doesn't...
look up Zap Brannigan.
Well, who the hell is Zap Brannigan then?
Z-A-P-P?
Zap Brannigan. Zap Brannigan, cartoon character. Oh, Billy West. Yeah, fuck, shit. I knew that.
Oh, yeah, I knew that too.
I knew Billy West, which is funny. Ah, what is happening?
Because he also voices Fry. And, he does a couple voices, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does Fry, Professor Farnsworth.
Good news, everyone.
Good news, everyone.
The amount of times
Why
I send that
is
meme in my
everything
group chats
getting
is...
all zappy and glitchy? You know what? Yeah. Yeah. There.
Okay.
How about that? Anyway.
The amount of times I send that GIF in my group chats is probably unhinged.
Good news, anyone?
Good news, everyone! I send it to my parents all the time, and I don't think they understand the reference, which makes it even more funny to me.
Which is weird. I would feel like your dad, if anybody, would understand a Futurama reference.
My dad doesn't like animated comedy. Like adult animation.
Yeah, so about the divorce.
Like, right, my dad seems like the type of person that would absolutely be all about that, but...
Sir, why do you want to divorce this woman? Her family doesn't like animated comedies.
Her dad doesn't like adult animation.
Let's see. Should we go over the... Well, I guess we could go over the plot, but it's basic... Oh, shit, there's a lot of plot. Yeah, we'll just go over the plot, just kind of talk about it as we go through it, just to, get everyone up to speed who may not remember what Small Soldiers is. When top defense contractor Global Tech Industries acquires the Heartland Toy Company, CEO Gil Mars commissions toy designers Larry Benson and Irwin Wayfair to develop toys capable of playing back. Mars selects Larry's Commando Elite action figures for the project, with Irwin's Gorgonites, peaceful monsters intended to be educational toys, as their enemies. Facing a tight deadline of 3 months to get the toys ready for shipment, Larry unwittingly equips the toys with Global Tech's X1000 microprocessor, which he later learns was meant for the Department of Justice.
Yeah.
Working at his family's toy store, teenager Alan Abernathy persuades delivery driver Joe to give him a set of the new Global Tech toys, activating Major Chip Hazard, head of the Commando Elite, and Archer, the Gorgonites leader. Alan develops a crush on his neighbor Christy Fimple, and returns home to discover Archer in his backpack, realizing the toys are self-aware and capable of learning. That night, Chip Hazard activates his comrades to attack the Dordonites, and Alan finds the store in disarray and the new toys missing. Christy helps clean up, and Alan calls Globotech's customer service line to file a complaint. Larry and Irwin hear his message and discover the X-1000 is a military-grade artificial intelligence chip susceptible to EMPs.
That's not what you want in a kid's toy.
Right? Following Alan home, the Commando Elite interrogate Archer, but Alan intervenes and is wounded by Nick Nitro, whom he partially destroys in the garbage disposal. His parents hear the commotion but refuse to believe his explanation about the toys. I mean, yeah, what parent is going to be like, yeah, I got cut because this army toy came to life and tried to stab me?
No, actually.
So I threw it in the garbage disposal and they're like, sure. Hello, Cookie House? Got another one for your straitjackets.
Hello, local insane asylum? Why is that so hard to say?
Insane
asylum.
Insane Asylum?
Yeah.
I mean, I just say it fine, so it's probably a skill issue. Alan and Archer find the Gordonites hiding in the store's dumpster. Unlike the militant Commando Elite, the Gordonites were programmed with Irwin's original friendly and inquisitive personalities, and merely seek their home, which they believe to be in Yosemite National Park, after seeing an image on Alan's computer. So, I forget what they actually call like the land they want to escape to, but what they see, what they think is their land is actually Yosemite National Park.
Honestly, I would also love to disappear into Yosemite, so...
Just get a cabin in the woods.
I would like to be a forest witch.
If I was living in the woods like that, you know who I'd want to be? Who I'd probably turn into? The one guy on TikTok, Old Time Hockey. Just some people come up to our cabin, yeah. I just pop out the door like, well, hello, buddy.
Hello, buddy.
No,
I want to become like a local legend. I want to be like the cryptid in the woods. Like, nobody's totally sure if I exist.
You're just going to get tourists walking by, you're just going to be walking through it, and they're like, oh, there she goes! Quick, get a blurry picture!
Just fucking cut to me, Naruto running through the woods.
Just see you just like... Anyway.
Cup of coffee in one hand, bag of chips under my arm.
Quick, set out a Starbucks coffee and some Doritos. That'll get her.
Oh, I could fuck up a bag of Doritos right now. I'm starving.
Literally, too. I'm really hungry. Let's get through this plot and everything, and then we can feast. Tapping the Abernathy's phone line, the Commando Elite learn of Alan's interest in Christie infiltrating her house. They basically they do a bunch of stuff, and they figure out a plan. Everybody eventually realizes like, oh, these toys are actually alive, and the two people who are responsible for the microchip are like, hey, we know that they're susceptible to EMPs. Maybe if we can create, EMP blast, these toys will, no longer be a threat. So eventually they do that. I do remember one scene where the Commando Elite toys sneak into like the little sister's room who has Barbies and like reprograms them and like arms them with like little knife hands and stuff. Mm-hmm. Basically programs these like Barbies to join their army.
Yeah.
There is one scene, I don't know why I remember this, but I do. I think it's the Commando Elites, or it might have been the Gorgonites, I'm not sure, but one of the toys, in order to sneak past like the parents or whatever, they slingshot this like sleeping thing into their water or whatever that they have by them on the couch as they're watching TV. They managed to slingshot like a sleeping thing into their water, so then they knock out.
Yeah.
Which looking back on it now, it was definitely not like a sleeping pill. It was like an Alka-Seltzer. As soon as it landed in the water, it started bubbling. I'm like, that's not any sleeping pill I know of. That's straight up an Alka-Seltzer.
That's fully an Alka-Seltzer.
Skipping ahead to the ending here, because they eventually take care of the Commando Elites and everything. And
speaking of Commando Elites and military peoples, just a fun little anecdote for you. I had a client today who I was like, I read his notes, and his notes were like a 000 mid fade, a little bit off the top. Very like military, right? Anyway, he was running a little bit late because he got stuck in traffic. But me and Jamie were sitting at the front desk, and this dude pulls up, gets out, full army fatigues, and Jamie looks at me and goes, "I think this might be your client." And I said, "Oh, really? Well, give it away."
I was sneaking suspicion this might be your guy.
It was so funny. She looked me dead in my face, and she was like, "So I think that's your guy." And I was like, "Yeah, no shit, Sherlock."
You should have just been like, "What guy? I can't see him."
Anyway, I didn't recognize his name,
kinda
but he's
was.
one of my favorite clients. It was really funny.
A military guy that's not a douchebag.
Yeah, he's super nice. He's a nurse at a old folks home, and he's just in the guard. But anyway,
Going back to this.
so it reminded me of that. It was funny.
Let's see. Skipping towards the end. Obviously, they defeat the commando elites, but somehow the Dorganites go unaffected because they were. Oh yeah, here it is. It's covered here. Never mind. I'll just shut up and read this thing.
I'll just shut up and read this.
In the morning, as the authorities clean up, Mars arrives and pays off Joe and both families for the damage. He then instructs Larry and Irwin to repurpose the commando elite for military use. Alan and Christie start a relationship, and he discovers the Gorgonites survived the EMP underneath the Fimple's satellite dish. Alan brings the Gorgonites to Yosemite, sharing their goodbye before sending them off in his father's toy boat to find their home. And
Yeah,
to this day, I
having
ever
a cute
wonder.
ending.
Huh?
I remember it having a cute ending.
To this day, I always wonder if the Gorgonites ever did find their home. Or maybe they drowned. Who knows?
Can plastic toys drown? I mean, they're sentient, sure, but they're not, like, alive.
Well, water can get into... No. I was going to say, do these ones have batteries? I can't remember if the Gorgonites had batteries or if it was just literally just the chip that made them sentient.
I think it was just the chip. Because I think they were just little action figures.
Yeah, I can't remember if any of them actually had like batteries over it. It was literally just the microchip that made them, sentient. Going over this cast, we have Kirsten Dunst as Christy Fimple,
Fimple?
which I believe this is the first movie I saw Kirsten Dunst in. Or no. Okay, never mind. I was going to say she was in Casper, but that wasn't her. That was Christina Ricci.
I was gonna say, excuse you.
I don't remember if this was the first movie I saw Kirsten Dunst in, because I definitely saw her in something way before, Spider-Man was ever a thing.
God, I love Christina Ricci.
Gregory Smith as Alan Abernathy, Jay Moore as Larry Benson, Phil Hartman as Phil Fimple, Kevin Dunn, Stuart Abernathy, David Cross, Erwin Wayford. I remember that too. I remember David Cross being in this. David Cross is one of those that's like, he's like one of those actors that like you recognize, even if you don't know his name, like you recognize his face. He's done a lot of like comedy stuff. He was in a lot of the scary movies, the parody movies. He was the guy in Men in Black.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
When they visit that video store and he's the guy with the mom.
Yeah.
He's like, "You guys want some frozen pizza?" Which, can we talk about that scene real quick? It has nothing to do with Small Soldiers, but can we talk about that scene? So, obviously in Men in Black, I think, was it 2 or something? Yeah, it was in Men in Black 2 because they had the Refresh K's movie. Ironically, another movie with Tommy Lee Jones.
Ironically.
But it's, they refresh K's memory and they go to leave the video store and Jay, uses the what is it called? The neuralizer?
Yeah.
Whatever the flashy thing is. They call it the flashy thing. But he uses that on both David Cross's character and the other woman that's with him. And, gives them a thing to think about. And one of the things he says is, "Move your bum ass out of your mom's house." And then he basically tells him to take the girl, on a vacation somewhere. And I forget what they say. He's like, "You want to go to Costa Rica or some country like that?" And then they get up, and then he just grabs a shovel, stands up, and he's like, "Hey, Mom." Implied that he's about to kill his mom with a shovel.
Move your bum ass. I like the first one when he was like, "I'll hire a decorator in here, cause damn."
Oh, yeah, I forgot that. Hire a decorator in here, cause damn.
God, I love Will Smith.
The only other notable name I'm seeing on here is Dennis Leary as Gil Mars.
Oh, I love Dennis Leary.
Wasn't he kind of a piece of shit for a while? I thought that's what
Was
I
he?
heard. I don't know. I just,
Should I ask Siri if
or
Dennis?
maybe I just don't care enough about Dennis Leary. I know he did this. He was the Sabretooth in Ice Age, and didn't he have his? He was a main character on another on a FX show about like motorcycles or something, or firefighters or something like that. I don't know. I don't do research on what I don't care about.
Okay. And actor. Let's see here.
Ooh. Okay, I just saw something here that kind of relates to the thought I had earlier. You looked that up. I'm not over the voice cast because obviously they have the actual human characters, and then they have the people voicing the toys and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So the
He
Dordonites
was in The Sandlot.
who's in Sandlot?
Bill.
Who was Bill again?
Mm-hmm.
Was he? Oh, he might have been the dad of Smalls. It's been forever since I've seen Sandlot.
You're killing me, Smalls. Yeah, he was Diego, actually, in Ice Age.
Diego, that's the name.
He was the saber-toothed tiger.
Anyway, voice cast. I just feel like we're going on several different tangents with this. But I want to get through this voice cast and everything else because I'm hungry. Voice cast. Frank Langlia as Archer, Christopher Guest as Slamfist, Michael McKean as Insaniac, Harry Shearer as Punchit, and Jim Cummings as Ottula. I forgot Jim Cummings was in this.
Oh, here it is. He was Gil Mars in Small Soldiers.
I literally just said that as we were
Okay.
reading through.
Well, then what the fuck did I look this up for?
I would just see if he was a piece of shit.
Oh. Is Dennis
Critical thinking skills, everyone.
Leary a piece of shit?
I'm really curious what Google's going to have as an answer to that. Either an actual article talking about it or their AI overview.
I like how I Google is Dennis Leary a piece of shit, and the first thing that comes up is Dennis Leary conservative?
Oh, well, that I don't care about. Like, if it's political stuff, I don't give a shit.
He describes himself as a Jack Kennedy Democrat with conservative ideologies,
Oh. Cool.
but it doesn't see anything. I don't know. I don't think he's a piece of shit. I think you just made that up.
I don't know. I thought a lot of people had a problem with Dennis Leary, but maybe that was a different actor I'm thinking of. I don't know. Anyway, the Commando Elite, we have Tommy Lee Jones as Chip Hazard, George Kennedy as Brick Bazooka, Jim Brown as Butch Meathook,
Butch Meathook.
Ernest Borgnine as Kip Killigan, Clint Walker as Nick Nitro.
Is it kill again, like kill again?
Killigan. Killigan.
So it's like a play on words like Farquaad.
Clint Walker as Nick Nitro, Bruce Dern as Linked Static. Then others, and this is the thing that was kind of related to a thought I had earlier about Kirsten Dunst, the Gwendy dolls, as they were called, because they weren't actual Barbies, they were Gwendy dolls.
Yeah.
Sarah Michelle Gellar, and Christina Ricci were the Gwendy dolls.
Oh, Christina Ricci was in that?
Yeah, she was the voice of the Gwendy dolls, her and Sarah Michelle Gellar.
I love Christina Ricci.
See, production. Now, an interesting thing on here because, you know, besides the critical response, obviously, Rotten Tomatoes gave it a average rating of 6.1 out of 10. So they thought it was not great, but not bad either.
Not good, not great.
Let's see. Carolyn Westbrook of Empire gave the film 3 out of 5 stars and said, "It's Gremlins with toy soldiers, except not quite as dark or funny."
Oh! Roasted.
Which, I mean, yeah, to be fair, it is very much like Gremlins. Now that I think about it, it is very much like Gremlins.
I just had a really impulsive thought.
I don't like that you're holding that hammer.
Why was
I don't like the fact that I see you holding a hammer and you said I had an impulsive thought. So my brain is like, oh, she's gonna take out her kneecap.
Well, I was just wondering how much force do you think I could...
Give
how
me the
much
hammer.
would take to break my
Give
leg?
me the
I'm not
hammer.
going to do it.
I don't care. Give me the hammer.
No, I need something to fidget with.
Give me the hammer. Well, if you're gonna fidget with something that we're not gonna have to go to the hospital for.
I'm not going to injure myself. It's fine.
You see what I gotta deal with, everybody. You see what I gotta deal with on a daily basis. Anyway,
So he sasses me on Beyonce's internet,
on Beyonce's internet,
knowing full well I have a hammer in my hand. That was a bold choice.
Anyway, in the Wikipedia here, they have a thing called lawsuit, like a section called lawsuit.
Uh-oh.
In 2000, filmmaker Gregory P. Grant filed a suit against Steven Spielberg, DreamWorks Pictures, and Universal Pictures, alleging that they had infringed on the copyright of his 1990 short film Ode to G.I. Joe. Grant claimed that he had met with...
Hold on, this was a Spielberg film?
Film? Spielberg film?
I was hoping that you were
Spielberg
just
film?
gonna... That was a Spielberg film?
Spielberg film?
I'm gonna hit you in the head with my hammer.
It doesn't look like... No, he wasn't... Spielberg wasn't in charge of it at all.
Well, then why was he listed in the suit?
Because I think he's under one of the production companies.
Oh.
Like, this was... I keep forgetting this was DreamWorks. DreamWorks, Universal, and Amblin. Which I think Amblin... I feel like Amblin is owned by Steven Spielberg, or at least that's like his major company. Let's actually look into that, shall we? So I know what I'm talking about.
Oh, so you're not just talking out of your ass?
Yeah. So Amblin had a part in making this movie, and Amblin was founded by Steven Spielberg.
Oh, okay.
So anyway.
But he didn't direct it or have any creative...
No, just his company had involvement in making the movie.
Oh, gotcha.
Gregory P. Grant, claimed that he had met with Amblin Entertainment in 1991 to discuss the potential to expand his short film to a full feature. The project went as far as commissioning a treatment from Grant and a 16mm copy of the short film at Spielberg's request. But, according to Grant, Amblin dropped the project. However, Grant added that Amblin pushed another film, at the time titled Toy Soldiers, into development nearly a month after Grant's project was passed on. Grant's attorneys stressed that several scenes and ideas from Small Soldiers were too similar and taken outright from Grant's short film and treatment.
Oops.
I don't even know what the end of that was, but I guess they told him to get good. or that, like, after the fact, they're just like, hey, so about that lawsuit, can you drop it? Because the movie's kind of shit anyway.
Yeah, so the movie actually sucks.
He probably was sitting there like, dodge that bullet.
Right.
A soundtrack containing classic rock blended with hip-hop was released on July 7th, 1998 by DreamWorks Records. It peaked at 103 on the Billboard 200. The film score was composed and conducted by veteran composer Jerry Goldsmith. In addition, a video game based on the film was developed by DreamWorks Interactive and released by Electronic Arts on September 30th, 1998. Kenner Products, a subsidiary of Hasbro, produced a line of toys which featured the Gorgonites and the Commando Elite. The 2020 shooter game Hypercharge Unboxed, developed by Digital Sabotaries, drew inspiration from Small Soldiers. The development team conceived the game's idea while watching the movie on television. Film rating controversy. Burger King created a line of kids' meal toys to promote Small Soldiers. They were met with some controversy after the film received a PG-13 rating from the Motion Picture Association of America. Burger King executives claimed this caught the company by surprise, as they were led to believe the film would receive no higher than a PG rating. According to Joe Dante, the MPAA gave the film a PG-13 rating due to the scene in which the commandos put drugs in Phil and Marion's drink. So like the thing I mentioned to you earlier, which, looking back, was clearly an Alka-Seltzer.
Mm-hmm.
The pamphlet accompanying the toys included the disclaimer, while toys are suitable for children of all ages, the movie Small Soldiers may contain material that is inappropriate for younger children. Some restaurants accepted in exchange for Mr. Potato Head toys. So for the parents who are like, I don't like this. This is appropriate. This is inappropriate for my child. Take it back. They're like, okay, here's a potato.
Have an actual plastic potato.
Have an actual plastic potato.
I had a Mr. Potato Head.
I didn't actually. What do you mean?
Guess
Actually, you think you're better than me because you had a Mr. Potato Head?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well, I had a Woody and a Buzz.
I also had a Push Pop'em, so.
What the hell is a Push Pop'em?
I don't think that was what they're actually called, but it's like a little dome.
Oh, is it
on
that
a
little
stick
like
with
vacuum?
wheels. Yeah.
Yeah,
and
one
you,
of those things.
And you push it and it goes
just go
pop, pop, pop. It's super fucking annoying.
I never had one. I think my grandma had one, but I never actually had one at the house.
A push and pop or something, yeah.
Like any major toy that I play with, I always played at my grandma's because there was, my house was reserved for my toys, my Legos and my action figures, and my lightsabers.
They didn't have Legos. We had Mega Blocks.
I didn't even have that many Legos either. I think I had one like generic set, like the Safari set, and one Harry Potter set.
And we had Lincoln Logs, but I was not creative enough to build like anything other than a small cabin.
I had action figures. I had some Dragon Ball Z ones. I had all my Star Wars action figures, which I should find because those should be worth something. Anyway, the last thing I wanted to talk about on the Wikipedia for Small Soldiers is canceled remake.
I didn't know they were going to make a remake.
A remake of Small Soldiers was in development by 20th Century Fox called Toymageddon. The script was purchased in January 2014, and director Justin Lin was set to produce the film. The story was described to be set in a toy factory that begins to run amok. At the time, it was not explicitly stated to be a remake of Small Soldiers. Due to the acquisition of 20th Century Fox by Disney on March 20th, 2019, Disney later in August canceled the film along with over 200 other projects.
Allow me to be the first to say, Kale Surprise.
Which revealed the film was intended as a remake of Small Soldiers. So literally there was going to be a remake of Small Soldiers, but the mouse killed it. But hey, we want to redo this movie and we want to remake it, just make it better. And the mouse is just like, fuck you!
We're going to get a cease and desist.
I just see just Goofy somewhere with a sniper rifle, just shut up now.
Cease and desist.
You just sit there like, stop talking! They're gonna come get us!
Shut the fuck up!
But yeah, I guess to wrap things up, kind of, Small Soldiers. It's a pretty okay movie. It was definitely a fun movie from my childhood. I can't imagine I would enjoy it, rewatching it today.
Yeah.
But, at the time, it's something I enjoyed. It's definitely a memorable movie from my childhood. And, I might watch it again. I might not, but I'm not going to go out of my way to watch it. If I find it, like, anywhere, I'll just be like, oh, okay, throw it on. See if I like it or not. Your thoughts on it?
I think I watched it one time, like 20 years ago.
One time, like 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I just remember Tommy Lee Jones' character being kind of an asshole.
Well, yeah, if your name is Chip Hazard. Well, first of all, if your name is Chip, you're an asshole.
Facts.
If anybody calls you Chip, you're an asshole.
Heavy on that.
Yeah. If you want to go out anywhere to watch this movie and, get opinions for yourself, actually, let's...
Our guest.
Let's go back to Google and see where you can watch. On the Where to Watch. MGM Plus, YouTube with a Prime subscription, Sling, Roku channel, Amazon Prime, and YouTube TV. So there are definitely places you to watch for free.
Hey, we have YouTube TV.
We do. But I think with that, that's all I gotta say on Small Soldiers. Any final thoughts on it?
Honestly, if I remember it correctly, it was mid at best.
Yeah, it was an okay movie. It's not great,
It wasn't
but
great,
it's okay.
but it wasn't terrible.
Alright, I think with that being said, we can call this an episode. If you guys want to check out Small Soldiers, just look for it at places. And also,
Throw that shit into the jujel.
throw that shit into the usual. And if you want to stay up to date on, our episodes, we do new episodes every Saturday. There's always a link in the description to check out social medias, so I can post, I post about new episodes whenever I remember to, because my memory is really bad. But I think with that, drink your water, do positive things out there, and I've been Cameron,
I've been Kate.
and we'll see you in the next one.
Bye.